This week on the podcast, Sean, let's talk about a trend. I don't know if it's a trend. It's new, but it's been around a while, and it's like retired but still clocking in, right? So why? Like, you could be retired. Why are people still going to work? And yeah, the money thing is certainly going to be part of that, and we'll get to that conversation probably at the tail end. But I want to start with a couple other pieces that you've seen and that advisors see across the country as to why, folks might still want to go to work. And it's not, not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes it does take that behavioral shift a little bit, right, for retirement. So we'll dive into that this week. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Good.
Yeah, you're looking good. Looks like your vacation agreed with you, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, and it is hot as can be out here in Salt Lake right now. But
it's 100 degrees here today too. So I'm with you.
We don't have humidity. It's 100, but we don't have humidity.
Yeah. Don't rub it in. So. Well, let's talk about a couple reasons people might still go to work, even though they could be retired. And let's just start with the simple fact of social connections. Humans, I know in today's environment right now, everybody and their brothers constantly posting little things about, people stink and I want to stay away from people and blah, blah, blah. And you get, but at the same time, the reality is we are social creatures. And so could be just the biggest reason that somebody says, I don't feel like I don't want to retire, could be because they just like being around other folks, right? And so they're a little scared to step away and be retired.
Or it's their entire social circle. I mean,
it could be their entire,
If you've been at a company for 20, 30 years or, whatever it may be, I mean, your social circles become your work circles become your social circles.
Sort of like family in some ways, right? You like some, you hate some.
Well, yeah, and just by proximity. I mean, you're with those people 40 to 50 hours a week, 50 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Their families, their kids, their dogs, their grandkids.
Yeah.
And if you retire and you're not prepared for that social circle potentially feels like it goes away.
Yeah, very true.
And so then what do? You're like, oh, well, I had 40 to 50 hours of social time where I could see the people that I like and care about and enjoy being around.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get to see them as much when I retire. So how do I fill that social void? How do I go out and meet new people?
And it creates anxiety, right? You'd be like, well, I'm still going to go golf with a couple of the guys I work with or whatever. But I mean, as we all know, life starts to get in the way. People often, when you guys are doing annual reviews, somebody comes back in and there's always people saying, I never have time for anything anymore. I thought retirement was supposed to be, all this free time.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it happens and it's a worry, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's, you could be as busy or not busy as you want in retirement. And, it's funny. My wife and I were talking about, socially, last night we went on a walk and we were talking about where we want to end up when we retire. And it's always been like, oh, we want to be in Salt Lake. We love Salt Lake. We love St. George. We want to be down there. We love the heat.
Yeah.
But more and more frequently, they're like, I want a 100 to 200 acre ranch away from everybody.
To my point, right? But then at the same time, you'll be like, but I miss hanging out with people. So it's
nobody comes to see us. I don't know why. Well, yeah, you're 2 hours out in the boonies and nobody wants to see you there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a good, valid reason. And it's something to think about whenever you're thinking about retirement. And don't feel like when you're talking with your advisor that you can't talk about these things because they work with lots of people who have the same exact kind of feelings and problems, right? So it's not just the X's and the O's sometimes when you're sitting down, with a financial professional, right? So talk about some of this stuff too. Another one. This one's also a little fun, but also very serious. The home life, right? It's a big animal. It's like, okay, now I got to be around this. I love my spouse, but can I be around them 24/7? And Sean, I know you have stories. I'm sure a spouse somewhere, different couples have leaned in after a conversation or an annual review and said, can you get them out of the house? They're driving me insane, right?
Or they do it right in the review. Like,
oh yeah.
I'm like, hey, you can go ahead and retire. Your plan looks great. And the spouse like, mm-mm.
Nope.
No, my life with them at work is great. I get to do what I want.
I've got a routine. Yeah.
Well, and my wife is awesome, and we just celebrated 20 years, and we talk about freedom of time and or I'll just show up at the house. My office is down in the street from our house, and so I'll just roll home and get lunch or something, and without fail, every time I come home, she's like, hey,
what are you doing?
What are you doing here? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing?
I live here.
I own this house. This is my house too. She's like, you need to get out of here.
Yeah.
This is my space right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a real challenge. And, I was thinking about this. There's not really any like silver lining we can find from COVID, obviously the COVID era and lockdowns. But this one did kind of highlight for people that were all of a sudden like spouses were like stuck together 24/7. Like, we maybe better come up with a plan when retirement gets here.
Yeah, or you just realize, like, I realize that I really enjoy spending time with my wife. It's the times where I catch her off guard, where she's supposed to just be like, she's working in her office at home or whatever, and I disrupt her routine.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, you can't be here all the time.
Don't do that. Yeah.
Go get a hobby. Go coach some more baseball. I'm like, okay.
And so now, Sean, that's been a precursor. That's going to be the case when you guys are both fully retired. You're going to have some things to do. And all people need it, right? I mean, you can love your spouse to the moon and back, but people are people, and you can't be up at each other's tush 24/7 because it does get a little frustrating, right? So,
and I think, absence makes the heart grow fonder too. Like, so my wife, she spends time in St. George or she goes to Boise to see her family, or I coach, and I think that, not being together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, actually makes our marriage a little bit stronger.
Sure.
Than if we had to look at each other every single minute of every single day.
Yeah.
As much as we love each other, she doesn't want to be around me 24 hours a day.
And that could certainly happen as when you get into retirement. So maybe talk about that. Maybe have a strategy. That could be a reason why you keep wanting to clock in. All right, Sean, let's circle back to the money part now. So look, I mean, some studies show that nearly half of retirement age folks go to work for financial stress or money worries. So I'm going to combine our last 2 points into one.
Okay.
If you have money worries and you have a plan that you doubt, or you don't have a plan, they probably go hand in hand. Because once I think most people, once they get a strategy and they see it written out and they understand it and it clicks, I think that helps with the money worries. Whether you need to go back to work part-time, or you can retire, or you got to work longer, at least you see it, right? Now you see it structured out.
Well, the unknown is scary. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. In southern Utah, they've got all these lava tubes that you can go down into and explore and hike into. And you look down and it's black.
Right.
Pitch black. I'm like, I don't know that I want to go down in there.
I've seen horror movies that start this way.
I don't know what's down there.
Right.
But you get a flashlight, you get a headlamp, you go down in there. It's actually really cool once you can see what your where you're heading.
Yeah.
And so when you start to look at, the unknown being scary, well, that's an easy problem to solve. Just get clarity. Meet with somebody, sit down, get clarity on where your plan is, what it can accomplish, where you're going, what you could potentially do in retirement based on your lifestyle, your experience goal. And I had a conversation with a client yesterday, or a couple days, it was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And we were talking about their camper trailers and should we keep it? And like, well, it doesn't hurt you financially. And as long as you're getting a ton of experience out of that, like life experience and enjoyment, just keep it.
Yeah.
The second it becomes an expense, you get rid of it, because then it's not worth it anymore, right? So
yeah, there you go.
As you start to look at creating clarity in your plan, understand that there's experiences that could or maybe you want to have in retirement. How do you solve for those? And the second certain things start to become a nuisance or expense or whatever, just cut it out of your life.
And if you are, like, if you go in and you sit down, you say, hey, look, I want to retire, but I don't think we got the money, which most people do. You sit down, you do the analysis, you run through the process, and maybe you do find out that you've got a bit of a shortfall and you're going to have to either stay working or maybe a part-time gig gets it done, right? So you're like, okay, cool. Maybe this fixes some of those other problems. I kind of want to stay active. I kind of want to be out of the house. We still, as a couple, still need some money coming in. So I'm going to do a part-time thing, right? One or both of you, right? So that all of that helps you kind of shore up this whole conversation of retired, but clocking in, yes or no. Make it an option, right? The big phrase, Sean, is work optional, right? Find out if it's an option versus a have to. Yeah,
I'm doing that today with an individual. Let's determine if you can retire.
Yeah.
And if you can retire, whether you do or not, that's a really cool feeling, because now you have a permission slip to have freedom in your life to choose whatever it is that you want.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, so at the end of the day, right, working longer isn't automatically a bad or a wrong call. Sometimes it's the right call. The real question, as we just said, is whether it's a choice or a fallback. So if you need help, reach out to Sean and the team. Make sure you're having conversations with people to find out, an educated conversation, right? Don't just wing it, right? Get the information that you need, and Sean and the team can certainly help. We've got links down in the show descriptions below, so just click onto the calendar, get yourself some time, or click onto the link, get yourself some time on the calendar, and come in for a consultation and a conversation. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, whatever app you enjoy using, so you catch new episodes when they come out. It certainly supports the channel. We certainly appreciate it. And that way you can just maybe learn a few useful nuggets of information along the way. So Sean, thanks for breaking it down, buddy. Always appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, and good luck with the client today. Hopefully you can get them where they need to be as well.
Yeah.
So
it'll be good.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, have a great week. We'll see you next time here on Retirement Elevated with Sean Lee.
This podcast has been prepared for educational and marketing purposes only. The information in this video is general in nature, does not constitute personalized investment advice, and does not provide a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. All investments involve risk, and different types of investments involve varying degrees of risk. There can be no assurance that any specific investment strategy will be profitable or suitable to you. Additionally, although information presented in this podcast is believed to be factual and up to date, we do not guarantee its accuracy. You should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding your specific legal or tax situation, and should consult a professional advisor before implementing any of the strategies mentioned in this video. Investment advisory services are offered through Elevated Capital Advisors LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor affiliated with Elevated Retirement Group LLC. Registration as an investment advisor does not constitute an endorsement of Elevated Capital Advisors LLC by securities regulators, nor does it indicate that the firm has attained a particular level of skill or ability. Insurance advice and products may be offered by a third-party insurance producer, which may be affiliated with Elevated Retirement Group LLC and Elevated Capital Advisors LLC. Walter Storholt, Mark Killian, and Third Wheel Media LLC are not clients of Elevated Capital Advisors. They receive cash compensation for their assistance in preparing and hosting this podcast, and for providing the endorsement contained in this podcast. Because Walter, Mark, and Third Wheel Media are compensated in connection with this podcast, they have a material conflict of interest in providing their endorsement.